hunters just became the hunted. Tiff and The Punisher! We're coming for you! Systems corrupt, snatching kids in the night. Foster care pipelines, profit from the fight. Lies on the paper, judges paid off clean. Tearing up families, living out their dream. Equal and the same, we uncover the game. Foster care corruption, putting kids through the pain. Gunning for CPS, no mercy, no slack. We expose the truth, now you're under attack. You came for the children, thought you'd never fall. But the table's turning, hear the battle call. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, your time is through. Tiff and The Punisher rising from the flames, uncovering the lies, screaming out the names. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. Podcast dropping bombs, every episode raw. Real survivor stories breaking every law. You hunt the parents, label us all insane, but we flip the script, now you feel the pain. Gunning for CPS, equal and the same. Breaking down the system, screaming out your name. Foster care secrets buried in the dirt. We dig them up deep, watch the whole thing burn. You thought you were untouchable, hiding behind the stage, but the hunted are rising. It's already too late. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, your time is through. Tiff and The Punisher rising from the flames, uncovering the lies, screaming out the names. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. We are coming for you. Gunning for CPS, equal and the same. Uncovering foster care, your empire, foster day. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, we're coming through. Tiff and The Punisher, the movement's alive. Parental rights warriors, we will survive. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. Yeah, the hunters just became the hunted. We coming for you. Tiff and The Punisher. Forever!
This is not a test. This is the emergency broadcast system. Please stay tuned for the following message and instructions. This is not a test.
DeKalb County Police are asking for the public's help finding a man who disappeared earlier this week. Albert Waugh, who also answers to the name Alex, was last seen on Tuesday afternoon walking away from South Stone Mountain Road. He was last spotted on a surveillance camera on Wellborn Road. Waugh has autism and extremely limited verbal skills. Since then, police have been searching for him using drones, the police helicopter, canvassing the neighborhood, and more. He was last seen wearing a light brown t-shirt, black shorts, and was carrying a black backpack. He is 5'7" and approximately 140 pounds. He walks with a slight drag to his right foot and may shuffle in place while standing. Anyone who sees him should call 911 or the DeKalb County Police Special Victims Unit at 770-724-7710.
They are taking our kids every day. A child a minute, no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up, everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. Come on, sing it! We all think it won't be us. We say when they come, we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken. God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. Oh, the Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tic-Tac together. We are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come, picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior. Yeah. And we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen away too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. I stop.
Woo!
I stop.
A little too long. Thought I was going down.
I'm glad you didn't.
Woo! Lord Almighty. What's up, Tiff?
Oh my God. It is a war over here in Virginia right now.
Yeah, all Virginia's going to hell.
Well, right before we came on, I got a thing. So a state judge said, no, you cannot redistrict.
You got a thing?
No. What? On my news break. Says no.
Text message?
It said no. The state judge said absolutely not. You have violated the Virginia Constitution. You cannot use the redistricting. So the attorney general said, oh, the people have spoken. We're appealing this. This judge is an activist. No, because even the way they presented the question on the ballot, because somebody took a picture of it, it doesn't even make sense.
Good thing you didn't go vote on that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to go vote when I knew damn
well. That it was going to go to the Supreme Court, is what she's going to say. Austin, rise. Tiff is frozen. There she is. There she is.
I don't know. My phone's acting stupid. And the Supreme Court of Virginia has this already on the docket to be heard. Why did it even go on a ballot? But anyway, so of course, I had to call my dad real quick.
I'm surprised he hasn't called yet.
Oh, no, I just talked to him so he would not call me.
Well, we know how that works. You ain't going to tell him nothing.
Well, that's true. So, yeah, there's a war right now.
Why are they fighting for this so bad? Why do they want to redistrict this? To get more seats, to get more Democratic votes, to get more...
Because, well, this is the thing. They want 4 more Democratic seats. But right now, we have one Republican more than the Democrats. But in my opinion, we need to have a split, right? We can't put power in one place because it's unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
But they want it unbalanced because they're worried about the midterms. And they need to be because they came for the guns here in Virginia.
That's it. They want the guns. That's the bottom line.
They want the guns.
And Virginia is like the birthplace of America. So if it starts there, then they figure that they could wipe out the rest of the country.
Well, there's going to be a war here for at least a couple of months, maybe a whole year. Who knows? But there is a war. I heard my feet didn't even touch the floor at 4:30 this morning before I heard the Republicans were ready to go and filing it 8:30 this morning.
Well, I mean, that's their job. They got to do it once in a while.
Well, my whole thing is you sat your asses down during this last election. What did you think was going to happen?
Right. So they try to, so now instead of trying to reform the party and make it so that it's more acceptable to the American public, they're just going to try to stretch out the amount of them that you can have voted for.
Right. But I will say this. All the CPS shit that did pass here in Virginia, it was bipartisan. It was by Democrats and Republicans. They both passed these bills for CPS, not the guns, CPS. So that we need to have the balance.
Man. And then what? And then they go after the guns again, right?
Well, no, then the Republicans can step in and start saying no to these bills because right now this whole state is blue. We used to be purple.
Every state should be purple.
That's true. Every state should be purple. In fact, I don't even think people should be affiliated with any party because
No.
independent people think for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's got America is what you think about, not anything else
Right.
other than America.
And what are these people going to do for you?
That's the other thing that people need to go back into, because they got to realize that we're not a democracy. We are a republic. And the republic means that we vote for people to vote for us.
Well, they're
if we're a
supposed to be
democracy-
representing us.
Right. And they're not. And that means that we're not holding them accountable. So
Correct.
the way that you can handle that is go into the voting booth. But too many people don't pay attention to what's going on with that. So many people vote with the party lines that it's just nonsense anyway. They don't even pay attention to what the candidates are saying. They just go and just Democrat, Republican, Democrat. You know, they're not even paying attention to what they're doing. And it's gross. It's really sick, because you know what? They can be passing up great politicians that really want to do something for America, whether it's your ideal or it's not. But if they have an idea that they think might work better than what's out there right now, then God damn it, you should give them a chance to do it, whether they're a Democrat or a Republican.
I think we need more independent people in there. We got one. He's Bernie Sanders. He might as well be a Democrat.
Oh, Bernie Sanders. Oh, my. I scratched my head on that one. I didn't even think he was still alive.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I know he is. Unfortunate.
Yeah, but we need more independent people in these positions.
Right. But like you just said, just like Angus King up here in Maine, he's an independent. Well, he couldn't win his re-election, so he had to go to the independent party. But he acts more like a Democrat than he does independent. You know, just like you said, Bernie Sanders, same thing. So it's just like a foldover into the, you know, you couldn't make it as the main honcho for your party, so now you got to fold over and call yourself an independent. If they were truly independent, then yes, I agree. That is exactly what America needs. But there's too many of these people that are hiding out and calling themselves that, and they're really not that.
Wow. My dad lives in Texas. So
Everything's bigger in Texas.
yeah, and I know Texas is like Alaska. Everybody's got guns down there. Everybody.
Everybody has guns everywhere in this country.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the two main states are Texas and Alaska.
And because they have to have those guns for protection and for food and all of that stuff.
Right.
But still, and for enforcing their Second Amendment rights if they need to.
Right. But yeah. So I guess we'll see what's going to play out here in Virginia. The only thing I'm glad is that she went on and signed all these CPS bills. Some of them are going to be effective this year, and some of them go into effect July of next year. So
what do you say about your home state of West Virginia? What's going on over there? Because I hear a lot of noises going on over there too.
Well, Darren knows that I've never lived in West Virginia, but I am 25 miles from the state line. There's a lot of controversy going in over there too, because from what I've read, they're trying to clean up the fucking mess over there better than Virginia, actually. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens over there. They're not getting any more money. In fact, their governor, and I saw the article that you told me about, their governor said, you're not getting no more money. You better work with what you got.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
What I do know is that, do you know that 1 out of every 100 kids, by the time that they're 18, will have been terminated, their rights will have been involuntarily terminated by their parents, from their parents. 1 out of every 100 kids. Now, on one side, that's not a lot. On the other side, it seems like that's too much. 1 out of 100. Let that sit into you. Think about that the next time you go to a gymnasium for your kids, you know, school or whatever, and you look around and there's 4,000 parents in there. That means 40 of those kids will be terminated. Their rights will be terminated from their parents. There's no point in their life.
That's sad.
So on one side, it looks like it's like not a lot, but on the other hand, when you put it in context like that, it really hits home, and you're like, wow, holy shit. Because could you really name off 40 people in those audience? You know, if you're at a high school event or whatever, football game or chorus concert or whatever, could you name 40 parents in there that you think could get the death penalty? Probably not. Probably couldn't even name one of them.
Nope.
It's pretty terrible. Like these things aren't slowing down. These numbers aren't slowing down. Did you know that most of the budget and everything that comes off of these Title IV funds and everything are all use it or lose it?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, well, I know for a fact in the state of Maine, they have to remove just as many children as they did last year before they can even start getting funding from Title IV funds.
So they have to meet a quota like the police.
Correct.
So we tinted sheriff's car today. The first thing one of my minions said was, "Why the police here?"
Half the family was running and hiding.
I said, he said, "Are they here to arrest me?" I said, "Why, did you do something wrong?" He said, "No." I said, "Okay, well, they're getting their windows tinted." So they came to pick it up, and I was on my way back from DMV. And I said, "Well, we're not there. We just left DMV because if I get pulled over, I don't want any of your little buddies to be arresting me for driving on an expired license." He said, "Tiffany, I would arrest you just for being mean." I said, "Oh, wow."
Wow.
But he's a good guy. He wouldn't arrest me. He knows who I am. And I've never been mean to him anyway, because that department's never showed up at my house. It was the other one.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? You got to reelect those sheriffs too.
Yeah.
So,
and I think our re-election's coming up this year. I have to find out.
Let's see. Sheriff election in Virginia. Let's see here. Sheriff election in Virginia. Let's see. 2025. I'm running the general election. So they just did it in 2025, it looks like. So I don't know. Do they do it in areas? Because that says Virginia Beach. Yeah, Virginia Beach. Chesapeake City Sheriff. Yeah, I don't know, because a lot of these say 2025.
This year, because I did my county. Frederick County, Virginia elections for sheriff is 2026.
Oh, that's good then. So, let's see. Here's a state-by-state one right here. Official state-by-state elections. Next election. Well, this one's old. It says next election year 2018. So that's not going to do us any good. Maybe you guys should re-update your site here. State-by-state analysis of sheriffs.
Yeah, right.
Here's something that Becca and I were talking about last night after the show. So, to get your Title IV funding doesn't start until you get your first adjudication, right? Like you got to go to your shelter hearing or 72-hour hearing or
your dependency hearing.
Right, whatever they want to call it there. The first hearing that you go to, because that signature is what kicks off the clock for them to start receiving the funds for your kid, right? So why is it that, because the bottom line is that they need a judge's signature to go forward with that. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean that everything else that took place up until that adjudication hearing or the 72-hour hearing or shelter hearing or whatever you guys call it, does that mean that nothing else prior to that was done with the judge's signature?
I don't know if that's necessarily true, and I'm going to tell you why. It might be true for some states, but I
Well,
don't think that's true for Virginia. I'm going to tell you why.
Let me tell them that.
When I got my daughter's file,
uh-huh,
because I did her Freedom of Information Act, and I got her file and she gave it to me.
yeah,
3 weeks later, after the case was dismissed, they sent her a letter from child support so that she had to pay back this money for this child that was never in custody. Okay.
uh-huh.
Never, not even for a second. So, and they backdated it to the day they did the removal order. Again, the child never left the custody of his parents, was never in the state of Virginia's custody. And we never had a hearing for 4 weeks because they couldn't find her.
Wow.
So why does she have to pay back money that wasn't even used on this child?
Right.
So when Pat called the child support office for their hearing on their how much money both parents were going to have to pay back before the hearing, Pat McGraw sent them a letter and said, this child never left his parents' custody. Why are you taking them? Why do you want their information? And the day they had this meeting, guess what happened?
What?
Nobody answered the phone. Case dismissed.
Oh, very nice.
So I think they do it when the removal order is signed.
Well, I guess this is what I was getting at, is that if that's the case, if that's true, which we did do some research about it, and it is true that it kicks off from the signature on that, well, that would make everything that they've done up until that point void ab initio. If in fact it's true that it kicks off from those hearings, from the shelter care hearing, then that would mean that nothing prior to that was adjudicated, documented properly, your due process of rights have been violated. All of those things have been completely just gone right over, and you're just sitting there as you're a sitting duck. But they're the sitting ducks because they didn't do anything right, and this stuff shouldn't matter anyway. It should be void ab initio.
And the state needs to reimburse the federal government for fraud.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know damn well when they're going to reunify you and when they're not. When they keep telling you that they need 12 months, why would they come out? How the hell does this caseworker that just met you, just knew your situation, when they come out and they tell you all your stuff, give you paperwork, how the hell do they know that it's going to take a year for you to fulfill your case plan and to dot all the I's and cross the T's and all of this stuff? How the hell do they know that that's what that's going to take a year?
Because they already know after a year they get X amount of dollars. So they're damn sure not going to let you get your child back for that year.
Right. So are you saying that that's fraud right there?
Yeah. Listen, the best advice I can give anybody, if they come on a Friday, you have somebody at that courthouse on Monday morning. Motion to intervene in a custody hearing. Emergency custody.
Oh man, it's crazy. There's got to be some things that we can pay attention to and figure this out, because I think that there's a lot of room for flaws and error and all of that stuff that's going on there, that we can force this void ab initio down their throats.
We need to get somebody on that's really going to talk about the void ab initio without trying to go around it, dance around it. You know what I'm saying? Because like Valerie was dancing around it. But they can't be an attorney. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the attorneys are bound by ethics.
Right.
They can
Right.
only say so much.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And their first obligation is to the courts.
Yeah, they're mandated reporters.
Right. So that there's another strike against you.
Yeah, they're officers of the court.
Mm-hmm. So that in itself should tell you that, you're in deep kimchi.
I was going to become a notary.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
then I started reading about it. No, then I become a mandated reporter and an officer of the court. No, I'm not a friend of the court.
Right. You should.
No.
You should. You should become
Why?
a notary.
Why?
Well, it's an extra $50.
I can only charge people $5 here.
Oh, those stamps are just as much as that you have to buy to get in.
And why would I charge people when they can go to their bank and their bank will do a form for free?
Do they still do that for free at the banks?
Do you know how many times I've walked in my bank with papers and say, hey, I need these notarized?
26 times.
A lot. It's more than that.
Hmm. Wow.
And you can't do like wills here. You can't do, there's a lot of restrictions here in Virginia. Can't notarize your own family stuff.
Right.
I don't know, but it's like $55 to become a notary. Then you got to get your stamp, and then you got to go to the circuit court and be sworn in. And I said, you know what? That's just too much.
Mm-hmm. It is. It really is. But I mean, at the end of the day, your kids are worth it. So you got to do these things, but you shouldn't have to.
Right.
They stole your kids.
They kidnapped them.
They kidnapped them. That's right. And that's why we have an app.
Yeah, that is why we have an app.
That's damn right. That's why which now has the emergency help button on it too, by the way.
Oh, well, that's great. I'll have to get on there tomorrow.
Yeah, it directly calls your house. When you push emergency help, it's a direct hotline right to Tiff. Man, it's crazy. It says here,
yes, Dr. Death. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You just rudely interrupted me. It's fine. It says maltreatment allegations against girls were more likely to be substantiated than those against boys, 34.2% as opposed to 25.4%. Substantiation rates also varied significantly by the age of the child, although this variation did not follow a straightforward pattern. For children aged 2 or younger, 31.8% of reports were substantiated, compared with 20.8% for children aged 3 to 5, 35.1% for those aged 6 to 10, and 27.2% for youth aged 11 to 14. So, I mean, those stats are pretty damn close. Like that's. It also says that let's see here. Where did I just see it? Caseworkers judged that 27.6% of children had experienced moderate to severe harm, and that 32.1% were at moderate to severe risk for future harm. It says almost 1/3 of investigated cases were substantiated. This rate is close to that produced by the administrative data and the National Child Abuse and Neglect Data System. A small number of cases, 8.2%, were neither substantiated nor unsubstantiated, but instead had a disposition of something. I don't know what it went to say. I don't know what it clipped it off, but it had something else for there.
Okay, so hold on, Darren.
Yep.
Who determines? Like, do these motherfuckers have a crystal ball? Because if they got one, I need to borrow it.
Right. They got
Because I
crystal
want to know what
balls.
my future is. I want to know if I'm going to be a millionaire. Who
Right.
the fuck are these people to say this child is at risk of future abuse? By
Yeah.
who?
Yeah. That's it. That's the truth. By whom is right? By someone just sitting there. But I think if I wish Derek was here, because he would explain to us who it is, who is, and he calls it the beast.
Yeah, we need to get him on next week if he can
Did you
come
get
on.
that email from him yesterday or the day before?
If I did, I don't know. You'll have to send it to me. What did it say?
Oh, he just has the whole breakdown of what the system is doing, how it's why they're winning in the courts, and all kinds of things. It has like terms involved in it, has all kinds of good stuff. So you should definitely,
Just forward it to me.
yeah. I'm surprised he didn't send it to you.
Well, and tell him next time to please CC me in that, please. But yeah, he needs to come on. We haven't talked to him in a while.
Yep, D, if you're listening, come on sometime soon. Let's see here. In some cases, are not succinct, brief analyzers. Service delivery for children and children in substantiated risks. But yeah, that's another one that you need to see. Maybe you should call your dad and tell him at the break or whatever. Tell him that you found something that's both criminal and let's see, what did that say? Because of such groups, most states make CWS services available, at least some cases that are not substantiated. Another brief in this series that I'm looking at here is service delivery for children in substantiated and unsubstantiated cases. Now, if you've been substantiated, would you say that your likelihood of getting your child back completely and severely has been knocked
Altered.
down? Right. Because they're already saying that they found you guilty.
Without
Right.
criminal charges.
Correct. So you have been allowed to allow a caseworker that just got out of high school and did some college to come back in and sit on a panel, not knowing shit about real world problems. Most of them don't even have kids or anything of their own. And they're going to come out and determine that you're going to be a bad parent in front of nobody, in front of any protections for you. You don't get to be there. You don't get a lawyer to be there on your behalf. They just go ahead and launch this, if that's even a real trial. I mean, who knows if that thing really even exists?
That's why we got to get these cases out of family court, right? Like, more people win in like the circuit courts or the general district courts when it comes to these cases, because they really look at the proof up there. I mean, they really do.
Well, I mean, you have that. You have the appellate court that needs to have nothing but facts in their briefs and what they're putting out and putting forth. But they rule by the law.
Rebecca said because they stipulated.
Yes, she's right about this stipulation thing.
She needs to come on next week and just do a whole show about stipulations.
Yeah. Or maybe she just needs to have her own show that's called Becca Stipulates.
Yeah, or Becca, you need to have your own show.
Yeah.
Like Darren said.
Yeah, try it again, punk. Just like, just says Becca Stipulates. Because I bet you that she could go through people's cases and find out exactly when they stipulated for them, find out how they stipulated, what they stipulated, and what that meant to their case. Because if she's right about what she's saying, when they stipulate, that's it. You've given up. You've already confessed and agreed to their guilty assumption of you.
Darren, it starts before then. The minute you sign a safety plan, you just signed your plea bargain.
Right. And now you're signing a document, though, without a judge adjudicating on it. That's like judge and jury right there. Police, judge, and jury all there in that one form. You signing that one safety plan.
And what people don't understand is the minute you sign that safety plan, you also give them the right to TPR you and put your kids up for adoption. They just don't tell you that. We didn't have safety plans when my case was going on.
Well, no, they were
Everything
still
was
figuring
done
out
through
how
the
to
court.
take paper. Computers were the sizes of buildings, Tiff, when you did that. You couldn't just have that stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. Them things were as big as them damn TVs that used to be out.
Yeah. TVs that you used to have, Darren. It's just crazy. The substantion, the substantion,
Now, see, you got me stumbling over here.
yeah. You got that. You have the stipulation, like Becca says. You have all of these things that CPS enacts against you before you ever even stand a chance of even representing yourself in a courtroom.
I remember when she was helping Joe, and she told Joe certain questions to ask, and one of them was stipulation. And I knew the minute he sent me the text message, I knew she was right. His lawyer said, "Well, I didn't make you do anything." Well, actually, you did. You told him to sign there. You were supposed to look out for his best interest,
Yep.
and you did not do that. Again, because you're an officer of the court, and your first priority is to the state.
Yep. And I'm gonna pull that up here. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna pull this up here about that. Lawyers obligation
What are you looking at?
is to the court. For those that don't believe us that this is what the case is here, lawyer's obligation is primarily to the court as an officer of the legal system. It's called the duty of candor. Let's see here. The lawyer owes candor, fairness, good faith to the court. The lawyer is first and foremost an officer of the court. Accordingly, should there be a conflict between his duty to his client and that to the court, he should resolve the conflict against the former and in favor of the latter, his primary responsibility being to uphold the cause of justice. A lawyer should not conceal the truth from the court, nor mislead the court in any manner. No matter how demanding his duties to his clients may be, his duties to his client should yield to his duty to deal candidly with the court. For no client is entitled to receive from the lawyer any service involving dishonesty to the courts.
You heard that right. It's all about the courts.
Yeah.
Not to the client, to the court.
It doesn't matter that the court's going to come out and lie, tell all kinds of bullshit.
And do fraudulent shit and sign unconstitutional orders, but it's okay. But the lawyers better not, and they better not represent their client very well because they're going against the court.
It says, candor is the very essence of honorable memberships in the legal profession. It requires that a lawyer act with the highest standards of truthfulness, fair play, and nobility in the conduct of litigation and in her relations with her client, the opposing party, and his counsel, and the court before which they plead her client's case.
People are better off representing themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And that's probably why they don't like pro se litigants, because they know that you're going to be balls to the wall, and trying to prove them to be inadequate or them to be doing exactly what they say they do, which is kidnap our kids. And then on top of that, how is that not all a big conflict of interest?
Well, it is a conflict of interest.
Only if someone says and adjudicates that way. It's just...
Look up Look up the Fifth Amendment, because in this book it doesn't have it. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it does. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to look for. Oh, but it doesn't have the word that I'm looking for. Anyway, the Fifth Amendment says, now, I've been arrested so many times I can read myself my own Miranda rights. So, when they read you your Miranda rights, it says you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you cannot afford an attorney or a lawyer, one will be provided to you. But that is not what the Constitution says. Because I had to go back and look. The Constitution, nowhere is there the word lawyer. It says you have the right to counsel.
Right. Yep. Yep.
And if you look up the legal meaning of counsel, it does not say lawyer.
Yep.
Look it up, Darren.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on.
So you have the right to choose who your counsel is. It could be anybody that you appoint, not the courts.
Fifth Amendment.
I don't know if I have a constitution in here.
Right to. What's the word I want to look up here? Fifth Amendment. Right to
Counsel.
Right to counsel. Okay. Established by Miranda versus Arizona. Guarantees the suspect in custody the right to an attorney during the interrogation. Wait, no, because it doesn't do that.
No, it guarantees the right to counsel under the Fifth Amendment.
That's what I thought too. Tennessee mornings. Dive deeper in. Fifth Amendment. Right to counsel. Right to counsel establishes in Miranda versus Arizona. Right to why? See, they're even changing all these words now to attorney.
Yeah, well, I don't care what they're doing. That is not what the Constitution says.
Yeah, I know that. I know it. And there's like a lot of our laws and all of those things come from the Declaration of Independence, is according to Gunner, but also the Bill of Rights. You know, our freedoms are given to us, and God, the first and foremost, the highest power, derives all of our rules and regulations, laws, and everything are derived from the man upstairs.
Look, I even got the little kitty books, because I'm teaching my grandkids. Oh, we're gonna learn this shit.
Yeah. Where the hell's our little kids book? Man, oh man. Let's see, fundamental, the right to counsel. Let's see, your Fifth Amendment. Your right to counsel. There we go. Your Fifth Amendment right to counsel kicks in during a custodial interrogation.
Well, there's different now there's different waivers that you can sign too. You sign one at the police department when you invoke your Fifth Amendment right. You sign all this other shit.
Request for a lawyer gives you the right not to incriminate yourself. Yep. No. Man, oh man.
Yeah, people just gonna have to read. They're just gonna have to read. I don't even have a constitution in here. I must have taken it out and put it on my bookcase.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd probably be a wise thing to do.
Yeah, I don't have one in here. I'll bring one in here tomorrow because I got like 12 of them.
Read your dang comments, Tiff.
Yeah.
You know, girl,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh
Where?
crap! I forgot. Blind as a bat over here. A person learned in the law is what counsel means. Counsel, what the framers meant from a founding era perspective, Blackstone common law tradition, counsel was understood as an advocate skilled in the law.
Say it again. A what?
Oh my fucking god, Tiff. An
An
advocate skilled in the law.
That's what I was looking for. I knew it said advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
There
put
it
it in
is.
the comments over here a couple times, but nobody was paying attention. So
After my day at DMV, trust me, I cannot read that shit.
Yeah. You can't shoot. Man,
okay, I just wanted to inform you.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
It's nice to have her backstage to give us some information. What else you got going on, Tiff?
That's about it today. I'm gonna have to get on the site, the app tomorrow. Because I'll have a little bit of time. I got a little busy today. And then Friday I'm definitely gonna be busy. But yeah. So that's all I got, unless you got something.
Oh, I got plenty, but I just was wondering about all of this, what we were just talking about.
So tomorrow we have, because I missed a whole day. Remember, I thought today was Thursday.
Right, correct.
So we'll have to ask the angry citizen about the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah. He'll be more than excited to get out there and start spewing this stuff. No doubt about it. Because it's wrong. It's wrong how they pin us up in these boxes and make us think that we can't represent ourselves. It makes this wrong that they say that we can't be represented by anybody else that's not of the bar association. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff that they're talking about is they're finding more and more that it's true what people are saying about straw man, about all of this stuff. And I think that's when everything will become civil unrest, when all of a sudden, all of a sudden this is going down. Let me see. What's that say? The issue of grand jury series created to prevent overzealous litigation from a prosecutor who wanted to take the law into their own hands. If a grand jury cannot find enough evidence to indict a person, then the prosecutor will have to show judge why the failure of their case is strong enough to proceed. This is very difficult to do, and the chance of a successful prosecution is very thin. Yep.
All right, I guess until tomorrow. And yes, Aaron, this is for real.
We're not getting out of here yet. We still got 7 minutes. We got anybody that want to come in the box? We got one boxer. Someone wants to come in the box tonight, right? Oh, Becca wants to come in the box. Let's hear what Becca. All right, let's give Becca her spot. Come on in, Becca. Let's hear what Becca has to say.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, okay. I about pushed the button. So, I about pushed the button when you did. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. We're gonna be playing flip off, flip on, flip off again. No, that whole. If it says anything, my post has had 94,000 views in the last 4 days.
It's awesome.
And I have had numerous people be like, what? Just what? All from a post that literally said, did your attorney advise you of your rights? Did they tell you you had a right to a trial? That you had a right to cross-examine CPS workers? And everybody's like, no. And I'm like, well, that proves my point. And literally, the definition, if you look up the definition of a stipulation, they supposedly don't use it anymore. This is what I've been told. They don't use that anymore. They call it a waiver of rights now. But that's the only way I could think that they could actually finagle all this and not advise the clients and get away with it.
Right.
Nobody should be waiving anything. Nobody should be signing anything. They tried that with my husband, right? Do you want to waive your right to counsel? Right. Well, I'm glad he turned and looked at me and I was like, don't sign that.
And see, and that's the thing, is that a stipulation, literally the definition is a oral agreement. It is not, it doesn't even have to be signed. And here's the thing, but it also goes back to contract law, and it has to be knowing and intelligent and voluntary. But if they're not advising them, and the attorneys are essentially going in and doing it for the client, and then coming back and telling the client, because this happened to me. He came back and told me that they were going to find me dependent. He didn't ask me my opinion. He just told me what was going to happen. And I've literally come to find that that's exactly, I mean, it's a pattern, and it's across every state. It's not just subject to my state, my county, anything. This is everywhere. And like I said, when Vincent Davis got upset, and I was like, you know, I can't help it, but I'm not going to keep lying to these people. I just don't have the heart for that, because if I can figure out how they're doing it, I'm going to tell you.
So why don't you start your own show?
Yeah.
I know. I started a Facebook group. It's called how they legally steal your children, or something like that here. But
you're going to reach more people if you get on the platform, and you know that. And I think you would be good at it because you do know about that shit.
I mean, yeah, essentially.
Think about it.
I still have all my stuff on the thing. I mean, I could always start it back up, but I don't know. I just don't like being.
This is not negotiable.
Not negotiable. Okay.
You only have to do it one day a week for an hour.
Yeah. I know. No, I'd be more than willing to do it. I don't know. I just don't think like Darren says, like, it doesn't, like, we don't reach enough people realistically. I mean, yeah, we have 1,000 subscribers, but how many people watch a night? You know
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why Sam went her separate ways, and, you know, everybody kind of started pulling off, because I'm like, well, you know, that's fine. I mean, I don't care, but I just don't want to, you know, not get the message heard, I guess I should say.
But see, they break down the whole concept of group coming together when they do that. That defeats the whole purpose of the unity.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if I had a co-host, because I mean, I don't want to sit there like Gunner and like talk to myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I'm sure Tiff or I could come on and be your co-host or something, Becca.
Or why don't we do this? Like, you know, we have the angry citizen on Thursday. And as soon as you find out what we're doing with Davis and what day that is, then we'll have Becca on one of those days so she can do her stipulation with us.
All right, we can do that. And then Classic just said that you can come on there with her too.
Yeah.
That's the idea with her. She's
starting for the foster care thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Alicia and I started one, and then, well, of course, she went her separate way. So I was like, really? Thanks. Kind of left me in the dust. I'm like, oh, well, okay, that's fine. But
so we'll just dedicate a night for you to come on and just talk about it.
Yeah, we can do that.
That way you have two co-hosts.
Yeah, and then you don't have to do it. Have a different house every night. That's right, Michelle.
And Michelle is actually the first person that has filed a motion to vacate a stipulation on ineffective assistance of counsel, I do believe. I think that's what she did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was up close. I could see that. She said it's been 6 weeks and she hasn't heard anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of good then.
Yeah, no news is good news.
That's right. It's when they come firing out at you immediately.
Right. I'm like, especially with it, you know what I mean? Because if they would have been like, well, that's just a point blank denial.
Right.
You know, if there wasn't any justification in that and legal and anything illegal or lawful in that, they would have come straight out and been like, nope, denied. But they didn't. And I'm like you said, no news is good news.
Well,
I'm pretty sure the stuff we do with Davis is going to be on a Wednesday. What do you want to do? Mondays, Tuesdays?
Tuesdays is fine. I mean, I'll be here regardless, except for when Gunner's here, but I'll be here.
Right.
Okay, I got to go because my littles, it's bedtime.
Oh, yes. We will.
Oh, yes,
go.
it's 9:03.
So, yes,
summertime. In the summertime is going to be a little bit different because it will just now starting to get dark, so they're going to be outside.
Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Tied up.
Right? Or I'm going to be outside.
Right.
Somebody's going to be outside.
Somebody's going to be outside. Damn right. But all right, everybody. Tomorrow night, Angry Citizens here. Next week we got a whole another bunch of things starting up next week. It's going to be an exciting week, and now Becca's going to be starting something new too. So this is going to be freaking awesome.
So make sure you get her own song. Her little picture goes with ours, and
I'll make Becca back in here with us. We were just doing that this morning, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Where's that video?
All right, everybody. Tomorrow night, Angry Citizen. We'll all be back. Keep CPS out of your house.
Why aren't people protesting that no one in the way? You got advocates parading around the good old USA. People with little hope waiting to hear what they say. Well, don't hold your breath, the messages aren't important. What they are fighting for, it's barely worth it. They say they are helping, well, that's just a lie. They want you to follow on Facebook. What a big surprise. Tiff and the Punisher here every day. Listen to the words they say. It will save you one day. Tiff and the Punisher, built to last. Stop giving up what's important to those that don't care. Don't build up their egos to you. It's not fair. Please do your research. It read between the lines. Don't give them all you got. It's blind leading the blind. All of the people who say that they care, they don't know your first name. Couldn't tell you your case. They don't recognize your face. Tiff and the Punisher here every day. Listen to the words they say. It will save you one day. Tiff and the Punisher, built to last. Stop giving up what's important to those that don't care. Don't build up their egos to you. It's not fair.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?